You're listening to Gamers Digest, a podcast where your hosts put the controllers down just long enough to talk about gaming news, rumors, and anything else they can think of. Here are your hosts, Spider1 and Mr. Factastic.
Look at you, all busy writing.
Yeah, I'm trying to look busy once the once we go live. I'm trying to look busy writing.
Like
writing.
a news anchor.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a picture of a cat.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, welcome to Gamers Digest. We are the Gamers Digest podcast. We talk about video gaming news. We do some reviews, rumors, almost
discussion topics.
Yeah, almost anything we could think of. It's been a pretty busy week for us and for the gaming industry. If you notice, we changed a few things around.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, we sound a lot better.
Yeah.
Not too high, not too low. We were doing some
Just
like this.
right, like Goldilocks.
Right. So, what have you been up to gaming-wise?
Still a lot more Battlefield 3.
Yeah?
You know, I'm like, Battlefield has always been my favorite FPS game. Like, multiplayer is where games pretty much come, you know, they just stay alive. They keep you playing the game.
Right.
And Battlefield has, over the years, it has always been keeping me coming back. Like, on my PS3, I used to come back to Battlefield 1943 and just drop in there in a couple games and dominate and kick ass. But now I'm just doing Battlefield 3. Today I got the premium pack.
You did. You
we
traded your soul in for it, pretty much.
We took a field trip to GameStop, and I just wanted to go there and like pick up like Fallout or something.
Something cheap.
Yeah, something cheap, and maybe just to keep me entertained for a little while. But I had just enough for the premium pack. And as much as I hate DLC, at least I know it's a game I'm going to keep playing.
You're going to get your money's worth out of it.
Exactly. I'm going to get my money's worth, so I was like, all right, drop it down. There's already, back to Karkin, the Close Quarters. Next week is the Armored Kill. There's 2 more expansions coming out that I've already paid for.
And you got a bunch of other stuff, too.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Guns.
Weapons, different assignments. Like, if you complete certain tasks, you can unlock new stuff. So, I mean, it just added a whole lot more longevity to a game I knew I was going to keep playing until...
Now, you reviewed it last week. Does this change your review score at all?
It would probably take it from a 9.5 to a 10. But
almost perfect, huh?
Yeah, almost perfect. But I mean, like, I haven't even played Armored Kill yet, and I just could not wait. I was just trying to figure out a way I can scrounge up 1,200 Microsoft points just so I can buy that one. So
that's...
I mean, there's over 20 new maps, so I'm gonna be busy for a long time.
That's good. What else you been playing? You got a list here.
Oh yeah, Walking Dead episode 3.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit, and Force Unleashed 2, which will be my review for this week.
Hope it's a short review.
It will be. It'll be shorter than the whatever video you're gonna play.
Probably, yeah. This week I dug into Guild Wars 2. I haven't gotten a character past level like 13, but I've gotten like 4 characters to like level 13. So I'm actually gonna do like a review on that this week. Kind of a review in progress, like from what I've seen. I played pretty extensively in beta, so I kind of got the gist of the game. So, I'll throw a score on it. If people disagree, yell at me on the website.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I did play a little bit more of World of Warcraft's the new patch, but not too much, mostly because I have been playing Guild Wars. I also went through Walking Dead Episode 3 twice, so like I said, we'll talk about that. And then Outland and Blood Rain in between here and there. Mostly Outland, just because it's a good game you can pick up and play, go through a few sections, and then come back. But other than that, that's, And Tony Hawk, I just started Tony Hawk. I don't know if you could count me playing that. More like me trying to do tricks and falling.
Yeah, practicing.
Practicing.
I didn't even know there was practice mode.
All right. Well, let's see. News and rumors. Guess I shouldn't give it away.
Yeah, you did.
News and rumors.
Stealing her spotlight. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we got a bunch of quick news, and then we actually have 4 kind of major news stories.
Yeah.
You want to start with the first quick news piece?
Okay. Copies of Resident Evil 6 sold in Germany were stolen from Capcom, and a legit demo will be on the 18th. That's this month, right?
Yep.
Oh, looking forward to it.
Yeah, I put that on there just for you because you're the Resident Evil guy.
I am a Resident Evil guy.
And you can buy You can buy Resident Evil 6 in Germany. They say it's an earlier version of the game, but it is the full game.
Wow.
So yeah, that's pretty substantial. If you remember back, the same thing happened with Halo 3.
I remember
they banned
that.
like everybody
Yeah.
that they caught playing it. So I'm sure the same thing will happen. But if you know German, pick it up. You might get it early. The Black Mesa Half-Life remake is coming actually as soon as 2 weeks, which that's pretty cool because it's the original Half-Life redone in the Source engine.
Okay.
Fan-made, everything. So
That's really nice.
as Half-Life fans, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. How long have they been working on that?
Well, the Source engine is currently like 5 years old, so at least that long.
Wow. That's cool.
Right.
I would play that, definitely.
Yeah, and especially since it's going to be free as long as you have Half-Life, on the computer.
Yeah, exactly.
Which we'll talk about user-generated content a little
We
later.
will.
That's going to be. This was actually one of the stories that made me want to talk about it. Speaking of Halo 4, though.
Halo 4 updates Griff Ball and Oddball by being able to pass the ball, which I thought was really neat.
This is huge.
Yeah.
Like this is like football in Halo now.
Exactly, it's like a sport.
Now, did you ever see any Griff Ball games? Like,
Yeah. It was fun.
Did you ever see the episode of Red vs. Blue where Griff Ball was invented?
No.
Oh, okay. The story behind this, and anybody who doesn't know this will be educational, which we're rarely educational. But Griff Ball, Red vs. Blue is obviously a very popular, I guess, fan series.
Yeah,
machinima for Halo, and they got so popular that they did promotional videos for Halo 3, which Halo 3 was the first one to include the Forge, which user-generated content.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where Griff Ball came from. Was one of those videos. What happened was Griff, who's notoriously lazy in the show, they were like, all right, Griff, make something, make a capture the flag map. So what he did is he made the ball spawn here and the capture point here, and that's where Griff Ball started. He picked up the ball, walked one step, and scored a goal.
Nice.
So it evolved into that, and eventually became like an arena-type rugby football match. So being able to pass is huge. Like, and I don't have an Xbox, but this was almost like the selling point.
Yeah, that's pretty big. When I saw that, I was like, wow, that's pretty.
I was actually in a professional Griff Ball league
Wow.
for one season. We went 8-14.
Wow.
So we weren't very good, but it was a bunch of friends, and they have full leagues, so this is exciting. Like,
Especially if they incorporate the spectator thing
Right.
that Black Ops 2 is getting.
yep.
So
Yeah,
hey,
this could be huge.
it might be coming.
Guild Wars 2, which is my review, actually had to suspend digital sales over the weekend, and I just checked, and it's still suspended. They say that server stability is a problem because they're selling too many copies. And I have noticed that. The nice thing about Guild Wars is there's no queue system. Like, if a server is full, you don't have to wait to get into that server like other MMOs. What they have is they have reserved servers that they dump you on, and then when your server becomes available, it puts you on that server.
It's like
So-
seamlessly.
Well, basically, like what it says is, your server is available now. So if you want to join it, click yes, and you'll be teleported to your server, but like the nearest town.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not 100% seamless, like,
Okay.
but close enough. Like, that's still better than sitting at a login screen waiting for a number to count down,
Mhm.
like all other MMOs do. So, and all your progress carries over and all that too. The only downside, like I said, is you kind of have to run back to where you are.
Yeah.
But every time I've done it, I've never been with more than like 2 minutes away from where I was. So that's pretty cool.
Okay. Dota 2 $1 million tournament over the weekend.
It's over. Somebody won $1 million to play Defense of the Ancients 2. So
Wow.
that's awesome. That goes back to our esports.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I was good enough. at
Exactly. So,
anything to
yeah,
play.
me too. Me too.
Final Fantasy this is their 25th anniversary, along with Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
But Final Fantasy is having an anniversary edition that's coming out in Japan. We don't know about US yet, but it's going to cost about $450, and it's going to come with all the Final Fantasy games.
Wow.
All the core Final Fantasy, 1 through
So is it what specific systems? Like, is it for different systems or?
Yeah, it's really weird, and this is the one weird thing about it. Like 1 through I guess what is it 9 are on PlayStation 1 discs.
Okay.
Like legit PlayStation 1 discs. You gotta have a PlayStation 1 to play them. 10. I don't think 11 or 14's in there because I don't know if they count them because they're MMOs. But 10 and 12 are for PlayStation 2.
Okay.
And then all the 13s are for PlayStation 3. And then there's Tactics and all of those. So yeah, it's a huge collection for.
So it's like 1 billion yen.
Yeah.
That's how much it costs in Japan.
Yeah.
So 1 billion yen.
About 1 billion yen, and they'll pay it. So.
Yeah, they will.
You got a little bit of bad MMO news.
City of Heroes shuts down at the end of this year. It'll shut down.
Yeah.
That was actually one of I think it's the second MMO that I really got into.
I really like City of. I didn't. I guess I should rephrase that. I really like City of Villains. Like I didn't really ever play the original vanilla game.
Okay.
But I got into it with City of Villains, and I played the crap out of it. But it never really evolved beyond like the initial. I guess it just never grew. So I got tired of it and moved on.
Yeah, for me it was Star Wars Galaxies and City of Heroes. That's probably as far as I got. A little bit of Final Fantasy 11, but not that much.
Yeah, I started. Well, you go way back. I started with Ultima Online, and then Star Wars Galaxies and Final Fantasy 11, and City of Heroes and World of Warcraft. So that's kind of sad. They went free to play earlier this year, and I guess it didn't really work out. Oh well. Torchlight 2, the Diablo 3 contender, is actually going to be coming out September 20th. So I'm really excited for that because hopefully it'll be better than Diablo 3.
So you think it might be? You think it has a chance, or?
I've played a little bit of it here and there. Like they've released betas and stuff like that, like over the weekend, and that there's long-standing beta. It has a chance. Like it
will have a real money auction house.
No, and that might be why it has a chance. Also, I guess I should kind of throw this out there. We're in the middle of like a really bad thunderstorm, so if we lose connection, we'll either jump back in or just record it and then post it.
Yeah.
Because I can hear it outside, and you guys might be able to hear it too. But anyway, back to the news.
Yeah, back to the news. Madden 13 came out last Tuesday. It sold 900,000 units in 24 hours, so it's almost a greatest hit.
Yeah,
just like
already.
Just like usual.
Yeah.
Par for the course for Madden.
And I was weighing it today. Like I was thinking about getting it because I went with you and we did the trade-in. And, it piqued my interest. Like I tried the demo and they fixed a lot of the problems I had with it, at least in terms of gameplay, like animations and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that always bothered me with 11 and 12 is like you'd hit a guy and it wouldn't look like you hit him the way you actually hit him. Ragdoll physics. Another game that never ends in Final Fantasy. They announced Final Fantasy 13-3, which is officially called Lightning Returns Final Fantasy 13. They didn't say when it's coming out. They said probably end of this year, early next year.
When are they going to go to like? Wait, so if they go to the next Final Fantasy, it's going to be 15, right?
Right, because 14's the MMO.
Online. That's only out in Japan.
No, it's out here. It's just
is?
nobody played it because it was terrible. I mean, I tried it, and they're actually getting ready to re-release it because they fixed a lot of the problems with it. But yeah, it didn't do very well. It's like an on-running joke like that ruined Square Enix. So,
The online?
The 14, yeah. But the good news in PC, if you play any of Ubisoft's games, you're probably familiar with their DRM, which basically means you have to be connected to the internet to play it. You also have to pass security checkpoint, breathalyzer, DNA. Basically, their DRM was really terrible. They're finally getting rid of it, so you can finally play Assassin's Creed 2 without being connected to the internet.
Cool.
So, yeah, that was good news. That people's the internet jumped with joy. So, all right, well, we'll jump into the full news stories. I guess I'll do the first one. We talked about the Steam Machine a few episodes back.
Yeah.
It's real. Valve has posted a job listing for hardware development, and they were quoted for saying, and I don't know if this was Gabe Newell or what, but he was quoted as saying he's frustrated at the lack of innovation in the hardware market. Like, nothing's fundamentally changed.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, stuff has gotten better in, photorealistic and stuff like that, but he says fundamentally nothing's changed. Keyboard and mouse hasn't evolved for over 20 years. They've just added more buttons to the mice.
Yes.
So, but the actual box is a long way off. So this could be your gateway back into PC gaming.
Basically, yeah. Also, maybe give Ouya a run for its money. What do you think?
Maybe. It depends what market they go for.
Exactly,
If they go for the Steam community, I don't know if they'll challenge Ouya directly, but it might eat into it.
Yeah.
And it depends on the price point.
They're gonna have to incorporate Steam somehow.
Yeah.
That's gonna be their big.
Well, yeah, Steam's gonna be on it easily, and they're gonna force feed you all the Steam games and all the Steam sales. And
Yep.
I mean, I was even when we were at GameStop today, I was thinking about buying a Steam card because it was right there. I was like, oh man, there's all kinds of games I want on Steam, like cheap games. Orcs Must Die 2. I haven't played that, and I really want to play that.
I had the demo for the. So have you played the first one?
Yeah. And I was actually talking to a friend about the first one, and I said I really liked it, but I never really got a chance to play it as much as I wanted to. So I'd be interested in.
I'll have to try out the demo for that.
Is that on Xbox?
Yeah,
too?
it's on 360. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So.
Okay.
All right. Well.
Oh, Razer. While we're still talking about PCs, Razer unveils the Blade, the Razer Blade, first gaming laptop. It's actually the second Razer Blade.
Yeah, it's the Razer Blade, the first gaming laptop, succeeding the very first gaming laptop.
Yeah.
Patient Zero.
Yeah, it's confusing, but we'll just roll with it.
That's how it was worded.
We'll just roll with it.
Took it from the story.
Basically, it's like a really souped-up laptop from Razer. It's coming out. It's a little pricey. It's coming up for $2,500. It's got all kinds of.
Which is cheaper than the original.
It is cheaper than the original, which kind of scares me.
Yeah. Well, did you actually we'll link the article in the story, but did you read how they put it? They said it's cheaper than the original, but not by much, because the original was out of the reach of almost everybody.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, the wording was funny. I liked how it had the Battlefield 3 pictures on there. I was like, hey, cool.
You're a sucker for that.
I am a sucker. I'm a sucker for Battlefield. I always have been. What are some of the... I'll just speak some of the specs on here. It's got an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 660M with NVIDIA Optimus, 2 gig dedicated. It's got a lot of video memory, basically.
Yeah, it is a workhorse.
It is a beast.
Yeah.
It is a beast. But $2,500. I mean, you could build a desktop for half that, and the rest you can spend on your games, peripherals.
Yeah, but you don't get a keyboard with an LCD in it.
True. Yeah, I was trying to figure that out. I was like, what is that?
It's a touch LCD screen. You can do all kinds of stuff with it
while you're playing a game.
Yeah, well, you can set your quick buttons there. So you got a mouse here. You can move your hand over and be like, oh, call so and so, or
that is a little wow.
Or change to this weapon, or all kinds of stuff. Like Battlefield's hard to relate because Battlefield's pretty simple. You shoot with the weapon you have, and you change to your off weapon.
Maybe change your selective fire mode or something like that.
Right.
But
MMO space is a little easier to relate.
Yeah.
You can put all your hotkeys there. You can put quick access to your bag. RPGs it'd probably translate to a little better.
Okay.
Mini map.
If it's like Skyrim, maybe all your shouts or something.
Right.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool. They actually have when I first saw this story, I thought this was their mobile laptop, but they actually have a mobile laptop that there's 2 screens on it. The keyboard is a screen, and then you have your regular screen. And that keyboard screen changes based on what game you're playing. So you have all your hotkeys from MMO, or you have your fire button or something. So that's still in the early stages. But this is definitely Razer showing that it has the hardware.
Yeah, it has the hardware. I mean, if you have the money, it looks like a really good gaming laptop. I mean, what else is out there? There's Alienware,
which is Dell.
Which is Dell, yeah, exactly.
Asus makes a lot of higher-end laptops.
Yeah, I mean, if you look out there, you'll find something very comparable. But I mean, the LCD in the
Right.
keyboard. I mean, that's pretty cool. It's coming out September 30th, but it's available for pre-order on September 2nd, which is already passed.
Yeah.
So I mean, hey, if you're interested,
I popped down the money for a movie, not this. I don't know how that's related, but I want to say I want to get this laptop, but there's no way I could feasibly afford this laptop.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you've got the money and you want a game on the go, this looks like the best way to do it right now.
Mhm.
So,
I mean, it looks really sleek. Like you'll be able to link to it on the.
yeah, it'll be
Yeah.
linked to the show notes.
Yeah. So yeah.
There you go.
There you go. There you go.
All right, well, dust off those old video game systems because GameStop is finally going to pull out its backlog and start selling vintage video games on the website. These include NES up until the current generation. They say that vintage games on eBay sell really well,
They
so
do.
they see a profit in this, and you know GameStop's going to jump over that.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah, they need
Nobody's business.
everything.
He said for now it's not going to be in store. It's just going to be online only. But you know, this is pretty cool. Like I got a Super Nintendo back there, and I still have a pretty good selection of games. But you know, there's some games that I really want that I really don't feel like paying eBay prices for. So maybe if GameStop can normalize it,
Yeah.
you know, and guarantee it. That's the other big thing. Like they stress that they want to, I guess, standardize the prices and guarantee the quality,
Okay.
refurbish it,
Mhm.
stuff like that. You know, blow in the cartridge a few times.
So what about PS1 and stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was all included.
Yeah, I would love to play XCOM again.
It's called
On-
DOS.
Well, I'm the PlayStation version.
Oh, okay.
The music. I mean, this is my very first PlayStation 1 game. I'm attached. If you look on eBay now, you can find it. It would retail for like $80.
Wow.
Yeah. And what Chrono Trigger, like 100 something.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about Chrono Trigger. That one on Super Nintendo is like $300.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So what's with the headband? I get a question.
It's I'm just feeling like a ninja today.
Good answer. Good answer.
I feel like a ninja today.
All right. So where are we? Yeah.
Oh,
you're doing
my
this
next
one.
story. Oh, like aside from being a Resident Evil fan, the Resident Evil guy, I'm also a Metal Gear guy.
Right.
And last week, well, it's the 25th anniversary for the Metal Gear series, and we talked on the last show. We talked about how I think we talked about it, or maybe I just talked about told you this like in general, like in regular
It runs
conversation.
together.
Yeah, it all runs together. Basically, Hideo Kojima has been tweeting a lot about the 25th anniversary and all these new things that he's putting together. Well, during the PAX convention, they announced the Metal Gear Ground Zeroes, which is like an open world Metal Gear game. You know, kind of like Arkham City. You know.
Right.
So
and I tried to get the trailer, but the trailer doesn't exist. It was PAX only. So
yeah,
there was a screenshot, but that was it.
I've seen some. Okay, there's some videos out there. I saw a 10-minute long video, and I'll tell you, I mean, it's all real-time engine. It was run on PC using current gen specs.
Okay.
So, and it's a 10-minute video. It shows like a lot of nice graphics. You know, the great games have always been pushing the envelope as
Right.
far as like visuals and everything. And it seemed real-time 3D, just rain effects. It was really showing off.
Yeah, it looked really good.
It looked good.
From what I've seen, it looked pretty
Seamless
good.
transition into gameplay.
Right.
And Snake's able to call in helicopters, go to different areas and locations on the fly. I mean, really, I really want to. I can't wait to get my hands on it.
It might bring me back to Metal Gear Solid. Like I've been staying away from it, but it looked interesting enough for me to give it a shot.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to play. It's on this new engine that they put together, the Fox engine. So you know they're keeping all together. This is Hideo Kojima's way.
Yep.
More open world, and it's. I mean, if you can find the video, check it out. It's really awesome. Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes, probably maybe sometime next year.
Right.
That's
Now,
what I'm thinking.
they're having an anniversary, I don't want to say convention, but like event. And he said that there's going to be a pretty big announcement at that event. which, they already announced the game, so I wonder what this next announcement's going to be.
Maybe it's the Metal Gear movie?
Well, they announced that at PAX, too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they announced it all together. There's that. There's like I don't know if it's a collection or something else coming to a portable system, and then there was Ground Zeroes. So I don't know what else they could really announce.
Oh, you know what? There has been rumors that the next project they're working on, they codenamed it Project Ogre. Now, nobody knew what Project Ogre was.
Right.
And when they announced Ground Zeroes, they flat out said that Project Ogre is not Ground Zero. So I'm thinking maybe this announcement might be whatever Project Ogre is.
Metal Gear Solid VR Missions 2.
Who knows?
Alright. What else we got? I think that's it for news.
That's it for news.
Alright, so we got a couple of discussion topics tonight, both of which could get kind of technical, but the first one's really going to be technical.
Yeah.
So the first one's going to be about basically how we view our entertainment, whether it's movies, gaming.
Yeah.
Gaming.
Yeah.
So the current TV resolution is 1080p. That's generally the top end.
Yeah, the highest it can get.
Now you mentioned 3D. That's, I don't know.
Oh.
That's like a side shoot. Like that's, and we'll talk about that too. But Sony, what got me thinking about this, and I was talking to you earlier about it, is Sony debuted their 84-inch 4K TV, which basically means it has 4 times the resolution of a 1080p TV. It's going to retail in 5 digits, which is extremely high for a TV.
Yep.
But it is 84 inches, so there'll probably be smaller TVs that are a little more affordable. Do you really think we're ready for 4K? Like, this is the whole discussion topic.
No, we're not. We're not ready for 4K. There's nothing really out there besides, like, less than a handful of video cameras that can record in this resolution.
Right.
And there's only, like, I want to say, even less programs that can even edit that type of information. I mean, it's
PlayStation 4 is rumored to have 4K support. So you think this is their like early bid, like Blu-ray, like they're trying to lock down the market early?
I don't even know. It's hard to say. I mean, film itself isn't like the resolution's not. It's so technical. It's hard.
Right.
I don't want to like
bore everybody.
Spew things. I mean, 4K nowadays. I will say 4K nowadays, in a filming sense, because I do have a video background.
Right. And this is the other
it's really being utilized only in the industry for special effects. Say, because when you see a frame, it's like, say, yay big, but you see a frame, a film frame is about yay big. 4K makes it like this big, that much bigger.
Nice.
Now, what helps with special effects is, say, you can manipulate that footage a lot better.
Okay.
Like it
you
can
play
help
with it more.
Yeah, play with it more.
Loss.
You can like somebody like Zack Snyder, he would have a field day because you can do a lot of that motion stuff.
300 stuff.
A lot of 300 type effects because you have so much room to play with in that frame because you can literally do anything. So special effects it's not really being utilized to its full potential.
Okay.
So I
see. Like the other thing that got me thinking about this is most video games don't even play in 1080p yet.
No,
we don't broadcast in 1080p.
No.
We don't. Nothing. They push 1080p, but almost nothing really supports it other than Blu-ray players. Some very, very new games support 1080p, but that's it, and that's very current generation. And 3D, like I said, is a whole nother venture. Like they can't even sell 3D TVs that well because most people are still convinced it's a gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Like it got me thinking about it because they're pushing the PlayStation 4 is going to be out. They say next year. They say.
I laughed.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So if they're
pushing
better 4K,
announce it soon.
Right. Well, you gotta think Wii U was announced earlier this year, and that's hitting in 2 months.
Okay.
So if they announce it early 2013.
Well, yeah. I guess so. But how much better is the Wii U than the regular Wii? It's just
It's amazing.
It's just an
We're-
HD Wii with a
We're,
really
we are going to
controller.
wait in line for it. No.
And live.
Yeah.
Are you gonna get a Wii U when it comes out?
No. I can't justify a $500 controller for anything when I have an $1,100 PC and a PlayStation 3 that still works. So, yeah.
Just putting it out there.
Right. Yeah. PlayStation 4, if it supports 4K resolution and it's not, $900, if it goes with that subscription plan, maybe,
Yeah, the subscription. I mean, Sony. Please listen to our show.
They do. Kevin Butler listens to us.
Please listen to our show, Sony. Do it, and Microsoft. Whatever. Just do
Plan
something.
ahead.
Yeah, plan ahead.
Microsoft's the big problem. Like, you remember the original Xbox didn't have HDMI.
Mhm.
It was set. I think it had to upconvert to 720. It was so far behind the times. It uses old media drive, which it still does,
Yeah, it still does.
because they were trying to do the HD. So Microsoft, if Sony does this, Microsoft could be in a bad situation where they're
Mhm.
like, we got an Xbox
Scramble,
720
yeah.
and scramble for 4K support, or they're going to be behind again. And it really depends how it falls this time, because Xbox came out first.
Mm-hmm.
So, that could have been the reason why they were behind initially. Whereas, this time, I think they're going to come out the same year. Like, I think Sony's a little bitter that they sell more than Xbox, but Xbox is the greatest selling system in this generation because it came out earlier.
Yeah, it came out earlier. So, I mean, maybe this is. I mean, we talked about how Sony's like kind of in deep water because of their financial situations. This might be them jumping the gun, but this might be them planning ahead. Like maybe
Hopefully.
who knows? Maybe like 5-6 years down the road, 4K might be a little bit more feasible. But right now, it definitely isn't.
Well, yeah, I mean, think about 4 years ago, 1080p wasn't regular.
Mhm.
That was the high-end TV, so we could grow into it.
Yeah, it's
We'll
not-
keep our eye on it.
Yeah, we'll keep our eye on it.
At least you don't need funny glasses for it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, our second discussion topic, and you and I have talked about this, ongoing, is user-generated content.
Mhm.
How important is that to the future of gaming? Like, a lot of games now that are selling really well have user-generated content. What we mean by that is, levels, missions,
Yeah.
items, anything. Like, Little Big Planet is like the big go-to
Yeah.
for the current console generation. Minecraft would probably be the big go-to for PC. Now, of course, there's modding for stuff. For a lot of other games, like Skyrim's modding is very, very in-depth.
Yeah, all those Bethesda, like Fallout and all that, yeah, they're huge.
Right.
Yeah, I remember,
And-
but even on I remember back in the day when I used to be more of a PC gamer. I mean, Half-Life got modded.
Well, that's how
Yeah,
half
yeah,
of
yeah.
Valve's games came about.
Exactly.
Think about it. Actually, everything besides Half-Life, Counter-Strike, I think, was a mod.
Mhm.
Team Fortress 2 was a mod.
Yep. Day of Defeat.
Day of Defeat was a mod. Dota was a mod. That wasn't even a Valve game. That was Warcraft 3.
So, yeah, I mean, modding
League of Legends is based off
Yeah.
of that.
modding is huge, and I even played a mod for Tribes.
Yeah.
back then. It was
Back
like
in the day.
Tribes RPG. They
Nice.
actually made it into like a first-person RPG type game.
StarCraft 2 is another big one. I don't know why I didn't put that one on here. That made me think of it. Like, StarCraft 2, you can go onto their arcade and play like RPG with StarCraft units. Like, they have like
Wow.
I almost want to say it's like a Final Fantasy VII type adventure, like turn-based strategy.
Wow.
Not strategy, turn-based RPG with StarCraft, like with the in-game engine. And somebody made World of StarCraft, which is basically like World of Warcraft with all the in-game StarCraft units.
Wow, that's cool.
Blizzard put a stop to that pretty quick.
Oh, that sucks. Were they
They-
trying to sell it or something?
Well, no, they were just like, this is a little too close for us. You're using our game with our stuff to reproduce our game with our stuff, and it's really good. So, I think the whole argument was like it's too good. Like, people could confuse this for our product,
Oh.
And we're not comfortable with that. Like if we can't support that, it's not in our infrastructure. So this user-generated content is huge.
It keeps you playing.
But it's never really evolved into consoles. Like there's niche games, like I say niche games, but like Halo, I don't consider that a niche game. But Little Big Planet, Little Big Planet karting. I think console games need to really adopt this. I've been pushing for you to get Trials, Evolution, which that's another big game.
Because you can make the tracks and stuff.
Right. So.
Yeah, I mean, me and my brothers were huge fans of Time Splitters.
Yeah.
Time Splitters, like 2 or 3. Like, I mean, basically, you can create your own little first-person maps.
Right.
And like, we would spend. We used to fight over memory card space in order to make maps. Make who could
back
make
in the day when memory was limited.
Exactly. So we used to create our own maps and like have fun, like do different things and like add. Oh, I added this extra hallway. We can do this, and you can put those maps online.
Right.
You can download other people's maps. So I mean,
set booby traps and all kinds of stuff.
I mean, it was really fun. So.
Right.
I mean, maybe like let us do that. Maybe you can give us DLC for new map creation.
Right.
That's what they do in Little Big Planet.
This is what I was thinking about too. Very early user-generated content was giving us a list of game modes and letting us check on and off. And a lot of games have gotten away from that, which it's really not that hard to program it. Like think about GoldenEye. Think about all the options you had in GoldenEye.
Exactly.
You had guns, you had maps, you had respawns, you had weapons. You could change anything you wanted in the original GoldenEye. And as first-person shooters went on, they whittled that down.
Mm-hmm.
Like even Halo has gotten bad about that. Like the original Halo, you could do something as basic as just say infinite grenades. Everybody has infinite grenades, which infinite grenades in Halo was awesome.
Yeah.
But Halo 2, they were like, no more infinite grenades. It's a toggle. Official maps, official servers, whatever. Push the rules. But if I'm playing a local game, I want to throw 20 sticky grenades on that Jeep and watch it do 400 flips.
Yeah, I mean, that stuff is fun. It makes the game fun. It keeps us playing. In Battlefield 3, I think you can rent a server, and
Right.
I'm not sure how much control you have over it, but
if it's like PC, you should have a lot of control over that. Indestructible warplanes.
exactly, yeah, stuff like I saw some options where like some people can like regen health and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
so I mean, I miss that style of game.
I'd run the hardcore server. No armor, like 50 health, sniper rifles only.
That would be fun.
See, you can't do that in games anymore, really. They're just not those options anymore. Like I remember doing shotguns and snipers in Halo 1 on Blood Gulch with infinite grenades and no armor and 1 health. So you played like your life depended on it because at any point you were dead.
Exactly,
Regardless,
yeah.
like if you hopped in a Warthog, you were dead. Like there was no way around it. So you had to be sneaky. And if anybody really remembers Blood Gulch, that's not a sneaky map. It's just 2 bases in a wide open
like
field.
2 Fort.
Right, exactly. Even 2 Fort, man, has like underwater and
Yeah,
stuff like
you can
that.
still sneak.
Blood Gulch wasn't. You had like 2 things on the side, and that was it. And people got real smart because they'd look on the side. So sometimes the best bet was sneaking up right through the middle. So I
Reminiscing.
maybe Halo 4. Like I keep talking about Halo.
That makes me
4.
want to play the Halo Anniversary.
I know. I don't know. Like I haven't played it. Maybe they got rid of it.
They probably did.
Probably. Although they brought the pistol with the scope back, so you never know. All right. Well, I guess we're done talking about all the good old times. We do that a lot.
Yeah, we do.
All right. Well, you got.
We're getting old.
Let's.
Reviews.
I didn't ruin it that time. All right. What's your review gonna be?
My review is The Force Unleashed 2. That's it.
Game over.
Game over. Basically, you got some video for us?
Oh yeah, if I can hit the button.
Force Unleashed 2. I mean, it's Star Wars, so that's a pro, right?
Right.
There's lightsabers in it.
Easily.
And but basically, If you play the first Force Unleashed game, take everything you like about that game, and let's see, take everything you like about that game
And condense it by
to
6 hours.
condense it by 6 hours, take away 70% of the fun, and then you've got Force Unleashed 2. I mean, I'm gonna sound pretty harsh about this game, but this game, straight out the bat, I'm gonna tell you right now, it was nothing but a cash grab.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it was-
easily. And I paid, like, when I played it, I don't think I paid 60, but I think I paid 50 for it.
Oh,
So imagine. Well,
Like-
go on.
yeah. Okay, let me just go right to the point. I'll tell the story first. You're obviously Starkiller, Darth Vader's Sith apprentice, secret Sith apprentice that he allegedly created behind the Dark Lord's back, Sidious's back, and this is a continuation right off the heels of the first game. At the end of the first game, you thought Starkiller died, but in this game you're a clone, but maybe you're not a clone. They never really.
I think you're a clone.
I think you're a clone too, but they weren't too. They're still very ambiguous about that,
Right.
to the point where it's kind of annoying. The reason this game's a cash grab is because it's right off the bat. It did not live up to the expectations of the first game. It
No.
did not. It's like the first game. Think of the first game being reaching up to a 10. This game barely reached a 4.
Right. Yeah. It basically said, here's the first game with 4 new levels.
Yeah, and by the way, you're gonna backtrack through half of those levels, and the game was incredibly short. I beat this game in maybe like 4 hours. I'm glad I just borrowed it from my brother, or basically just stole it. The story was very uninteresting. There were times where I was playing through the game and just wanted to. I was like, hurry up and get on with the story. I don't care about this girl. The writing wasn't as developed. The character development wasn't as developed. It was
Right.
just, the gameplay was repetitive. I mean,
It's just sad considering it's only like 4 hours long.
It's sad considering it's 4 hours long. It's sad considering it's right off the heels of a really, really impressive game.
Yeah, I really like the first
Yeah,
one.
the first game, it really dived deep into the mythos of Star Wars. It created all this new stuff, and they backed it up with like really cool story, good gameplay. This game it was just a cash grab. They're like, oh, a lot of people like Star Wars Force Unleashed. Let's hurry up and rush something out there. I mean, I can't believe it took them 2 years to get this game out.
I think probably what happened was they made the first one. It did so well that they were like, okay, good job. They probably never planned for a second one.
Yeah, they probably what, you're right. I did kind of get that feeling after like maybe they felt obligated to do this game.
Yeah.
They felt obligated.
Oh,
So-
now we're actually getting to some.
Oh, now we're getting to some gameplay.
Yeah.
I mean, another thing that I didn't like about this game too much is that you started out too powerful.
Well, yeah, you carried like everything over.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, everything carried over, so you're already a huge badass, which it's cool, but I mean, it made the game. It made the gameplay less interesting, I guess. Because in the first game, you started out without having all these powers, and you gradually grew, and you were able to, if you have everything right off the bat, it
Right.
kind of makes the game super repetitive.
Yeah.
Right off the bat.
Yeah,
So-
you didn't really grow in the second one. I didn't, and maybe that contributed to the shortness of, instead of playing to grow, you just kind of.
You just played.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
just
just played.
grinded it out.
Yeah, that's what it felt. It felt a lot like you were just grinding. So,
Right.
I mean, the game offered some like side missions and stuff like that, like challenges to do
Right.
things. And the game wasn't interesting enough for me to even really dive into those. So, there's
Right.
also some DLC where you can fight on Endor and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I yeah, well, I think that's mostly near the end of it.
yeah,
But yeah,
it's
it's
yeah.
disappointing.
It's disappointing. Yeah, exactly. But I will take your point. Maybe the developers felt obligated to put this game out, and that's why. Like
Right.
even I did some research. The head creator on this game left like before the game was released. That might put some.
Yeah,
Give
I
some
think I remember
credence
reading
to-
that. Like halfway through it, he left. So
Yeah, maybe he wasn't feeling all up for it. But it's not, I don't want to say it's a bad game, but it's a
bad game for $60.
Yeah. Oh, I feel sorry for the people that bought all the collector's editions.
Oh.
Like I would see the game at GameStop, and I'd be like, wow, I do want to play it. I really like the first game. I really want to play it. And I see the collector's
Right.
edition sitting there, and I just haven't done it. But now I know why.
Even like the boss fights in the second one weren't that good. Like
No,
I
they
remember
weren't.
what is it like in the Rancor in the second level?
It was
the big
the Gorath, Gorag,
the big
Gorag.
Rancor. Yeah, yeah, that was annoying.
Yeah,
Like,
it was.
it was run here, punch him in the stomach,
Yeah.
run there, die four
Cut 'em,
times.
Put the chains up, and
Right.
yeah, the first game was just so well thought out, and
Yeah.
just play
And-
the first game.
And you know what the odd part is? In the first game, you backtrack through all the levels again.
You did?
Uh-huh.
Oh, man.
But you don't even realize it. Like, I mean, you probably realize it if you played it again,
Mhm.
but it makes sense in the context of why.
Oh, I don't even remember.
If you were to give it a score,
If I were to give it a score, I put 6.5 here. Now I'm thinking 6.
oh, downgrade.
I downgraded.
You talked it down so much.
I
you
talked it down
downgraded.
so much that yeah, 6. And I checked like the average Metacritic score is like between like 40 and 70%.
Yeah,
So
they didn't
Yeah.
meet their Metacritic
no,
goal.
they did not.
All right. My review is actually going to be Guild Wars 2. Like I said at the beginning of the show, it's more of a review in progress. I will put a score on it at the end, but I may amend that. I may come back, up it, down it, whatever. So
Whip it, whap it, tap it.
let's roll the B-roll. This is actually beta footage, so some stuff may have changed. But
good.
yeah, I mean that's my first pro. Guild Wars 2 definitely sets the precedent for new MMOs. It still retains that cartoony look, but it looks good. Like these are all like in-game character models. Star Wars, which does sort of the same thing, kind of suffered in the fact that the cutscene models like this, like the dialogue models, were
Yeah.
better rendered than the in-game models. Like they up-rendered them. The best way to think about it is if you had all your settings on high, the cutscene models were ultra, whereas the game settings were high. So, and Star Wars has since fixed that a little bit, but not to the extent of Guild Wars 2. Guild Wars 2, what you see is what you get. And unfortunately, I had to cut the audio out, so if you're trying to read along, you probably ruined some of the story. But this is actually one of the mid-level dungeons, Ashlon Catacombs. I haven't personally done this one yet, so, I'm not going to follow along too much, but I did want you guys to see. You guys are looking at a Char. I think he's an elementalist,
Okay.
kind of the magey class.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, I couldn't find anything of my next pro, which is the quest structure. Most MMOs have adopted the World of Warcraft quest structure in the fact that you go to the guy, pick up a quest, kill 10 boars, get 10 boar asses, come back. Next quest, kill 10 bears, get 10 bear asses.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Guild Wars 2 kind of gets rid of that. There is a little bit of that here and there, but the big thing is, like, say you're on a path in between two farms, walk into one farm to the other, a kid will run up to you, a non-player character will run up to you and say, pirates are invading on the shore. So you'll say, okay, I'll go help you, and you'll run and help, and sure enough, pirates are invading in the shore. And there's all kinds of stuff like that. And, that's pretty cool. Like, there are set quest hubs. You go there, and, there's always quests there, but there's all these dynamic events and stuff like that. So,
It'll keep you busy.
right, me playing through it on 4 different characters, like I said earlier, I haven't gotten high level, but I've played 4 different characters. All 4 of those characters' playthroughs are vastly different than when I played beta. Even though they're the same zones, they haven't really changed anything. They've just, fixed bugs, stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. Like, that's probably what's going to keep me coming back to it long term. along with the fact that there's no subscription fee.
Yeah, I was just about to say it's also free to play.
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
Hey, you buy it. Hey, it's not like the typical free-to-play game where you can just jump in and play it for free, download it. You have to buy the box, which is $60. Unfortunately, PC games seem to have upped their prices from $50 to $60. But after that, it is free to play mostly. There is a cash shop, and I'll get into that a little later. You're looking at combat right now against a boss fight. The nice thing about combat is it's very intuitive. It's fun. You know, they got rid of the trinity of the tank, healer, DPS. Everybody can kind of do a little bit of everything. So that's pretty cool. But it is pretty hard to master as well.
Because of the new structure?
Right. And each class, you can equip 2 weapons at a time, and your weapons dictate what skills you have, so you can switch back and forth and, you know, chain stuff. And maybe I'll get more technical if I do a stream of it. I haven't tried streaming it, so hopefully I can. The other big bonus is you get really rewarded for like exploration. Like there's vistas and stuff and all kinds of areas that they encourage you to explore because you get a lot of XP for them. Like World of Warcraft suffers from the other side of, you know, you go to this part of the map, you'll get like 5 XP. On 9 million, that's nothing. Whereas on this, it'll be like 20% of your bar.
Okay.
So they really encourage that. And like I said, you buy it once and there's no subscription fee. There are a few cons. The leveling difficulty, there are 80 levels. Can be kind of punishing if you just want a quest. Like I said, you're encouraged to explore.
Yeah.
If you don't, you're going to be punished. If you don't craft, you're going to be punished. It's going to take a lot longer to level. They kind of get around that with the fact that PvP is the big, the big draw for this, which is awesome. Which that would definitely go in like the plus category. But at PvP, it automatically kicks you up to 80, regardless.
Okay, that's
so
cool.
it balances it around all that.
So it's more skill versus
gear and level. Crafting, I would say, is required, but it's not very fun. That's another kind of down. And I did talk about the cash shop. If you want to be competitive, you have to. I don't say you have to buy anything from the cash shop because it doesn't affect how you play. But it does give you like XP boosts and health potions and stuff like that. So it helps a lot.
Yeah, Battlefield has something like a cash shop where you can actually like buy certain weapons and stuff. You know, like get a
Guild Wars isn't quite that bad.
Edge.
Yeah, where you can buy weapons and things like that because, like I said, PvP is more dictated by skill. But if you want to level quicker, if you want health potions, stuff like that, they do have a lot of casual gear on there. You know, I put this in the cons, but it could go either way as long as they keep, you know, the play to win stuff out. But if I had to give it a score, in terms of like modern MMOs, World of Warcraft, unfortunately, is still the most popular. But Guild Wars could give it a run for its money. It may not, you know, pull in the numbers that World of Warcraft does, but it definitely could cause World of Warcraft to lose a lot of subscribers if it catches on. Which, you know, it sold almost 1 million copies before it launched.
Exactly,
So
and
it is catching on.
They had to cancel the downloads. Right.
Yeah, you can't buy it digitally anymore. You can still go buy it in stores. You know, that's a good problem to have as a new company.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are watching it right now. It's very fluid.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Right, and this is actually a boss fight, so it's a lot different than, you know, sit there tanking and move out of stuff. Like he pulls people up there, knocks them off. You know, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
He's updating me on the score.
Oh, for the football game? That's right.
Yep.
What's the score now?
0-0. Good job. We're not losing. I'm not telling you who we're going for, but we're not losing. And it's not the Giants. All right. Well, I think that'll about do it for us. We've talked for quite a while now.
How long?
I guess a little under an hour.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Well, yeah, I guess a little under an hour. Because we tried to start early, had mic issues,
We did.
got them fixed, so hopefully you can hear us.
If not,
Oh well.
and we didn't lose connection either. That's good.
Yeah, it sounds like the storm stopped. But we'll go through the regular spiel. Check us out at gamersdigest.me. That's our website. We post reviews, blog, obviously the show.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, send them to gamersdigestpodcast@gmail.com. You can also check out our YouTube channel. That's where we post all the past shows. Whatever I stream.
One of these days I want to get into streaming.
If you want, we can stream something afterwards. Maybe do some retro games.
I have my my little pet project. I want to play the whole Mass Effect series.
Back to back to back.
Yep. It's gonna take me like a really long time. It's gonna be like maybe like a month or two.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the expansions, all the DLCs and everything. Start with Mass Effect 1, play all the way through. Do it live.
Do it live.
And do Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3.
All right. Well, maybe.
Maybe
we'll stream. Well, you probably want to play Battlefield, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll do a stream another night.
Yeah, another.
I kind of want to watch the football game, and I kind of don't want to watch the football game.
The Cowboys might win.
Yeah. Cowboys might not win. That's the risk you play. Like I said, and this is going to sound really mean, but as long as we hurt Eli Manning, I'm happy. Put him out for the season. So, otherwise, we will see you next week.
Next week, same time, same place.
Well, maybe not same time. Maybe we'll go back to the regular time next week of 8:30.
Oh yeah, we started a
little early, but not as early as we wanted.
Yeah. Same day.
Same day.
Gamers Digest is a Spider One and Mr. Fantastic production. Send your questions to gamersdigestpodcast@gmail.com. Intro music by MF Greth. Any music by Fapito. Check them both out at newgrounds.com.